This is what you do when you have high standards and fancy all the fancy things, like a Dior saddlebag or that diamond tennis bracelet. You go to eBay. There you'll find new loves that will never disappoint, expertly authenticated. Whether it's that vintage pearl necklace or brand new ruby earrings, a Prada crossbody bag, or classic watches like that Rolex Oyster or that Cartier tank. On eBay, there are no limits to your high standards. Yeah, eBay, the place for new, pre-loved vintage and rare fashion. eBay, things people love. Hi, everyone. I'm Rachel Zoe, and you're listening to Climbing in Heels for your weekly dose of glamour, inspiration, and fun. We are doing a special early release episode this week to talk about all the fashion for music's biggest night, the Grammys. From sleek and sexy to whimsical and over the top, we're breaking down all the looks. Here to help is my producer you all know and love, Mary Elizabeth. So let's jump right in.
Music's biggest night, the Grammys. I think we should kick this off by being really honest. I think we're...
That scares me. What do you mean?
Well, let's be real.
You want my opinion?
No, you're on a real honesty kick lately with the way we've been recording. But I will say, the Grammys typically for you is not your favorite carpet of the year.
It's not. And, listen, I started my career in music, right? Like I started my career.
I think it's PTSD. But you typically don't have the most... you don't typically talk a lot about the Grammys red carpet year over year. Right. However, the pop girlies in the music industry have taken over.
Yes.
And it's such a moment for all the females.
Yes.
That we would be remiss not to talk about just the sheer girl power happening in the music biz. So to kick things off, I think we should talk about Queen Bee.
Listen, I am a huge Beyonce fan. It's funny because my kids are always like, Mom, besides Stevie Nicks, what do you love? What kind of female vocalist, or what kind of female singer? And I'm like, Beyonce. And I remember it was 2 years ago, 2 years ago. Kais goes, Mom, which one is Beyonce again? I almost crashed my car.
You were like, how does he not know?
Well, I was like, I don't understand that. She's in every part of my being. Her voice just really.
Yep.
Anyway, so this look gave me, in full disclosure, because we're talking honesty, right? I think the hair was a little blonde, in my opinion, here. But again, I think these different rules apply with Beyonce, things that I would maybe say it's not that's not what I would have done for a client or whatever. But then she'll get on stage, I'll be like, okay, it works.
She's in custom Schiaparelli. It fits her body beautifully.
Yes.
The blonde hair is part of the Cowboy Carter era.
Yes.
She does do the blonde for the country album.
It's the whole thing right now.
She finally won Album of the Year.
Yes. Well, it feels like it was a month ago that whole thing happened where Jay got very loud.
It was the Grammys last year.
Yeah. Which feels like a month ago.
It does. Time is flying. He basically said she's won the most Grammys of anyone ever, but has not won Album of the Year. So this year she took it home. It's amazing. I also want to point out, I don't know if anybody else really noticed this, but Beyonce did have a slight wardrobe malfunction in the gown.
Is that an areola?
So it's not an areola,
Okay.
Thank God.
Okay.
But it looked like the underwire in the dress poked out in the center of her chest.
Ooh.
But when she came back on stage to win,
it was fixed.
It was fixed.
Okay.
So there was definitely some sort of tailor in the back stitching that up. But every female knows that uncomfortable feeling of the underwire of your bra poking through, stabbing you in the boob.
And that is actually why I don't wear underwires.
Yeah. So shout out to Beyonce for getting stabbed in the boobs and still winning Grammys. She really can do it all.
This woman has deserved to win Album of the Year at some point over the course of her career.
So she won Best Country Album and Album of the Year.
Right.
And I think, you and I were talking briefly, it feels like that sort of Leonardo DiCaprio moment that
the girl needs to win this award.
For sure. Best Actor finally came when he did the movie The Revenant. Was The Revenant the best one of his whole career? I don't know. That's up for debate. But it definitely felt time that she was given the best album of the year because, my God, she's been around and relevant for a long time now.
Okay. Can I just say, for me, there was a hands down winner of Best Dressed. Kelsey Ballerini. And Kelsey Ballerini, I have to say, I've had the good fortune of meeting her on many occasions. She is one of the loveliest, sweetest, kindest women out there in this business. And, you know, when you look at her, you're like, oh, she looks like she would be nice. She is so sweet and so talented. I loved this look. I really did. I felt like it was so Grammy appropriate.
It was.
It did all the things that everyone wants to see on a red carpet at the Grammys, which is like a gorgeous, like beaded, some skin showing, but she kept it polished and, dare I say, classy. I loved the hair. It was Chris Appleton did the hair.
Chris Appleton, and she was in Tamara Ralph.
And Tamara Ralph, who I have to say also, hands down, one of my absolute favorite designers. I mean, I just recently watched the new couture Tamara Ralph shows, and honestly, each look is more extraordinary than the next. So I expect to see a lot at the Oscars. A lot at the Oscars. But I will say she is becoming more and more known for this like really big party on, you know, in the dress, and then like this gorgeous cape on, you know, on the outside. And I think you can take it on and off.
Love it.
But I felt this look was very youthful. It was elegant. I thought the hair and makeup were spot on. The jewelry styled by Rob and Muriel, who are friends, and I love them. And I loved this on her. One of my favorite looks that she's worn.
Yeah.
I really did love it. And she looks so happy, and she's with her cutie boyfriend.
That's what I was going to say. You can tell, I feel like you can tell when people are like happy within, because she's like shining in a different way.
And if any of you have teenagers or you're an adult that watches teenage shows, you may know her boyfriend, John B.
Chase Stokes.
Chase Stokes. Sorry. Chase Stokes, but John B. Rutledge from Outer Banks.
Yes, she looks stunning. And this is the hair I'm always trying to convince you to do. And
I have done quite a bit. I just haven't done it in a beat.
I know. Everyone help me convince Rachel to do the side part again. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
I need some more confidence.
Another doll of pop music who...
Literal doll.
Literal doll.
Literal doll.
Sabrina Carpenter.
Yes.
Her album won for Best Pop Album. She did a performance that was hilariously cute and funny. I just am obsessed with her. She doesn't take herself too seriously. She doesn't take anything too seriously.
She is giving me that Goldie Hawn, like 70s Goldie Hawn thing.
100%.
Even today Goldie Hawn thing, where she just like gets up and she's so cute and she's the bangs and the hair.
She's fun and funny, but very well spoken, very smart, obviously very talented. But I just love her approach to fashion, and her music is very like fun, and she was wearing a beautiful J.W. Anderson.
I have to say, I really loved this look.
Yeah.
I really did love this look. I probably would have liked the hair maybe like sleeker and up with this, you know, just kind of because the dress is so much and it's doing the feather thing and the peplum and the base, and I loved it. And then of course she did my, can I take credit for that styling?
Yeah. Why not?
The Chopard diamond thrown behind her, a la Jennifer Lawrence at the 2013 Oscars, or Kate Hudson at the, I don't even know what year, SAG Awards in her Peter Dundas Pucci gown with, I think it was a Cartier Tiffany something, or Fred Leighton. I literally can't remember. I have to look at it. Dangling down her back.
So
I love a back jewel.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. And not enough people do it, I feel like. But
my favorite.
Chopard diamonds. They wove it through the dress to make the dress a halter style. I think the chain alone is like 19 carats worth of diamonds.
Oh, forget it. Yes.
And then the diamond on the bottom is like 50 carats.
It's like heart of the ocean.
It's crazy.
It's heart of the ocean.
It's insane. But she just looked young and fresh and playful like she is. And then she changed into a
Versace.
It was almost like a brownish gold.
It looks really Gianni Versace. It looks vintage.
So good. So pretty on her when she won her award. So she looked very sleek.
Can I say one thing that I've noticed? A lot of these women are getting out of Sprinter vans. Yes. And I just want to like sort of feel a little bad for myself for a moment, if you don't mind, because one of the biggest challenges of my career was spending hours and hours and days in fittings for these gowns. And then having to smush my clients into the back seat of like an SUV that had literally a half a foot
Yeah.
of legroom. And I very clearly remember putting Jennifer Lawrence on the day of the Oscars in 2013 in her driveway and me talking to the driver in advance and being like, if I put all the seats down and I put her in the back and she lay flat until she gets to the theater because
do we have a gurney we could lay her
no,
on? Yeah.
actually I would have absolutely flatbedded, like put them on a gurney on a helicopter and landed in at the show to avoid
any wrinkle.
What happens
I know. It's sad.
for the hour-long traffic car ride from, when they leave the house to the venue. And it's so sad. And now they have on the carpet floofers. There are people that floof trains.
Yeah.
Have you watched these floofers?
Yeah.
Well, we did not have floofers.
I feel like some people bring their own team.
They
from
do.
The designer, and
They do.
Like, I think Sabrina actually had a guy that was helping her. He was picking up the bottom of the dress and moving her, but he had like a baby blue silk tie on to go with her dress. So I feel like that is a more prevalent thing, and it's not just people's publicists trying to
No.
Yeah.
I mean, if I could have jumped in the car every time my client left, I would have done that.
Yeah.
We were not allowed.
No.
And I'm here to say that whoever decided that there should be professional floofers on the carpets fixing people's trains and dresses so they sit properly for photos, I applaud you. I wish you were around when I started. Yep. Where have you been? And this idea was brilliant and considerate. And I'm almost wondering if it was like a band of stylists coming together to be like, either let us on the carpet,
right,
or have professionals there to floof trains.
I mean, it is help us help you get the great pictures, right? It's we're a team here.
Yes.
Okay, moving on to another pop princess, my fave, Taylor Swift.
Okay, see, again, I love Taylor Swift. She has a thing like Beyonce. Like, it may not be my all-time, like, she killed it. Listen, she looks great. She looks great. She is obviously in her I am what's the word?
Pulling for the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl.
Right. Like, I'm going to wear red. And I mean, listen, her signature is always the lip, right? Yep. But like, obviously the red and the red and the red and the red, that's saying I love him. Mm-hmm. I did notice her Lorraine Schwartz dangling red tee, which one may say is for Taylor Swift and one may say it's for Travis, right?
We will never know.
We will never know. But I do secretly wish she was in like a big moment, you know, but she's also, I think, feeling her like, I just finished the longest tour in music history.
Yes.
And I now just want to have like my legs out. I want to walk a carpet and not do a show tonight. And,
you know what? And look, hats off. She deserves it. If you watch the Grammys, you also saw Taylor had a great time. She was drinking champagne.
Yeah,
she was
she's in her
dancing around.
Yeah.
She was having a great time. So I totally agree.
Didn't she win a bunch?
She did not win.
Nothing.
No, she actually did not win anything.
How many was she nominated for?
I believe she was nominated for 6 Grammys this year for Tortured Poets.
But didn't she win like 80 last year?
Yeah.
I get confused. Like it's the same with actors. Like, you know how you forget what year their movie was? Because if it was like, it came out in January and then the Oscars were like, wait, when was that?
100%.
I feel like she's been on tour for more than half my life.
Yeah, I mean, the Eras tour was like almost 2 years long. It's just insane. I mean, it's the highest grossing world tour any artist has ever done. So wear your Chiefs red sparkly dress. Wear your
she can do no wrong
thigh necklace. Have you ever seen a thigh necklace in your life?
I've seen everything.
Have you?
Yes.
I've seen like the belly chain. I've just never seen a piece of jewelry worn this way. I was like, that's cool, different, new.
I wore one at my bat mitzvah under my dress.
You did?
I did. It was my really hot boyfriend.
Floozy. Yes, her mind is ready to be in New Orleans at that Super Bowl.
I want to do a
guess.
few little pops of highlights, and I want to take the bangs like a little. I want to shag them a little bit. The bangs, you know,
blend the bang a little.
Yeah, I'd like to have like a whose bangs, like a Sienna Miller bang, like and when Sienna Miller had bangs, you know, like
wispier.
Yeah,
I get you.
But again, it's her signature. So
she's the queen.
Okay, I loved Olivia Rodrigo.
Yes, we had some red carpet standouts that were in black sexy gowns.
I believe, if I remember correctly, Olivia Rodrigo, that was a Gianni Versace dress. That was a vintage Gianni Versace dress.
And I mean,
and you know that. You just know that by how it's cut and how it fits. And I am fortunate to say that I have worked with probably more vintage Versace in my career than, and they are pieces of work. Like that may look like a simple cutout black dress to you, but I promise you the way that gown is constructed, what's happening underneath. My guess is there's a bodysuit underneath so that it holds perfectly. And, she looked flawless. I loved the hair and makeup. She did like a Cindy Crawford 90s supermodel vibe here.
Like a supermodel.
Right? I'm so into it. So I loved this look. It was sexy and simple.
I'm always shocked that there's not more Versace on the carpet for the Grammys ever since J-Lo's epic Versace plunging, that moment that happened in like the early 2000s. Maybe
there typically is, honestly. There typically is a lot of Versace on a Grammy carpet. Like I think the Grammys does speak, and in the day there was a ton of Cavalli.
Right.
There's a ton of Cavalli, a ton of Versace, a ton of Dolce & Gabbana. I think it's a couple things. I think there's a lot of new designers out there that are taking over the red carpet in many ways. A lot of new couture designers.
Right.
And I'll also say that, like, I think with the skin bearing era that we've been in for the last couple of years, I think all bets are off. But to your point, no one does that better than Versace. But I think Versace's going through a lot as a brand right now with different ownerships and things like that. So I think there's probably less, because I've seen it where there was 10 people in Versace. But I also think that I know from my styling days, we used to try and weigh in on how many people wore one designer.
Right.
So if I was putting someone in Valentino or if someone was doing Chanel, you would ask the house to say, like, how many people are you doing?
Right. You don't want like a monopoly of, right. Because that's not cool.
No. And you don't want to be like a number. Oh, she was also in Valentino.
Yeah. That gets a little, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Not great.
Yeah.
Miley Cyrus was also in black cutout.
Yeah.
Leather.
Yep. Miley's also in her I'm Here era.
I'm obsessed.
Yeah, I'm so Miley Cyrus obsessed right now.
Do you remember last year she was in Bob Mackie and she just looked amazing?
Yep, killed it.
I just think she's just here for the long haul, Miley.
By the way,
I love her voice. I love her
better
vibe.
than ever. Like literally.
She's just cool and consistently like awesome. And she's working with Saint Laurent a lot, it seems. And I feel like it's just like a match made in heaven.
I agree. I was into this look. I really liked it. I thought she looked sleek and chic.
Yes.
And again, like I think everyone wants to bear all at Grammys. It has always been that way.
Yes.
Borderline costume, and it still does. And I think that it is a great forum for self-expression, the Grammys, because I think there's just different rules that apply to the carpet at the Grammys.
Yes.
But there was this great piece of hardware on the back of her leather dress that I thought was super chic, but she just looked cool. She gave me that like Zoe Kravitz vibe.
100%.
Right? Like, which is what Saint Laurent is, it's turned into a very...
They're like the muses of Saint Laurent.
Correct.
I would say.
Yeah.
Speaking of nude, Siriano did like a sheer structured dress for Chrissy Teigen. She looks obviously amazing.
The funniest thing about Chrissy Teigen is that she is the funniest thing.
I know.
And so the thing is, because I happen to know her personally, when I look at her on a carpet and I know what's going through her head right now as she stands there. And I think we all probably saw as she walked in, she was like tripping over the thing and she could barely walk.
Tiny
and then
steps.
John was like carrying her and then she tripped and almost fell. She was basically naked under there, by the way. I think very strategically placed boning and
panels.
Yeah, and panels. And, she looks amazing.
What do you think of the hair?
I love her hair. I think that with this look, I would only say that she could do what she did or put it in like a sleek bun.
Yeah.
Like a sleek, just totally back. And she's gorgeous. And you could tell she she's so smiley and you could just tell she's just, I'm telling you, if you could be inside her mind, I can only imagine.
Like hilarious, beautiful woman.
She's hilarious. You know what? I just have so much respect for anyone that just says it.
Yep.
No matter what they say, I have respect for someone that just says it.
Just no filter. Yeah.
Okay, business leaders, are you playing defense or are you on the offense? Are you just, excuse me. Hey, I'm trying to talk business here. As I was saying, are you here just to play or are you playing to win? If you're in it to win, meet your next MVP. NetSuite by Oracle. NetSuite is your full business management system in one suite. With NetSuite, you're running your accounting, your financials, HR, e-commerce, and more, all from your online dashboard. One source of truth means every department's working from the same numbers with no data delays. And with AI embedded throughout, you're automating manual tasks, plus getting fast insights for your next move. Whether you're competing on your home turf or looking to conquer international markets, NetSuite helps you get the W. Over 40,000 businesses have already made the move to NetSuite, the #1 cloud ERP.
Right now, get the CFO's Guide to AI and Machine Learning at netsuite.com/stereo. Get this free guide at netsuite.com/stereo.
Okay, guys.
This is what you do when you have high standards and fancy all the fancy things, like an iconic Dior saddlebag or that diamond tennis bracelet. You go to eBay. There you'll find new loves that will never disappoint, expertly authenticated and everything. Whether it's that vintage pearl necklace or brand new ruby earrings, a Prada crossbody bag to be besties with your other handbags, even an eternally classic watch like that Rolex Oyster or that Cartier Tank. You know the one. And when you find it, eBay has their experts' eyes to make sure you're getting the real deal. That way you can be confident that the designer finds you came for, the luxury wardrobe you've always wanted, it's all real. In fact, it's verified authentic. So bring your high standards and never limit what you can find. Yeah, eBay, the place for new, pre-loved, vintage, and rare fashion. eBay, things people love. Okay, Gracie Abrams. So I fell in love with Gracie Abrams. She performed at this fashion dinner a couple summers ago. Had no idea who she was.
Yeah.
Literally, she came on the stage. It was at, I want to say it was at a Chanel dinner, and I just remember saying to my friend, I'm obsessed with her. I love her voice. She is going to be so big. I had no idea who she was. And here are.
She is.
She looks like an angel, and I think that's her whole thing. I don't know that it's like Grammy look.
Right.
But I think she looks beautiful and chic and elegant and
like
angel-like.
Chanel whimsy.
A Chanel angel.
She looks like herself too.
Yes.
Again, her team, whoever it is, it's like looking at this photo, it's like you can hear her music almost. Like it's so synced into her persona and how youthful and beautiful and cool, effortlessly cool she is. Yeah, I love her. I think she's another badass female that I think should be around for a long time.
I think we're going to see Gracie Abrams forever.
Yeah.
I love her voice. Like, I love how she speaks. I love what she says. I love what she does. Casey Musgraves. Why do I always feel like I'm saying it wrong? Musgraves.
No, Casey Musgraves. That's right. Yeah. Obviously, we love Casey. She's a glamour country girl. Like, you know, she idolizes Dolly Parton. She idolizes that like country glamour thing. And this look for her is really like more pared down. It's a more simplified version of some of the stuff we typically see her in. Again, I think that she herself, her team, whoever's working with this, the album that she's nominated for, Deeper Well, is more pared down, more folky, more...
which makes sense.
Which plays into this more simplistic look for her. But, I mean, she's wearing Ralph Lauren, gorgeous skirt. You loved this collection.
I did love this collection. I love Ralph Lauren. I think Ralph Lauren's collections have gotten even better with age and time.
Yes,
you know?
I totally agree. And she just looked like Casey, like threw on a tank top, threw on a beaded, beautiful sequin skirt,
and I can tell you
that belt on,
babe, that skirt probably weighs 200 pounds.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm telling you, I have held those. You need like 6 hangers to hold those skirts.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It gives me anxiety thinking about hanging that.
I think she looks great. I mean, I think the only thing to take into consideration with that is like, you know, when you're styling someone for the red carpet, you also have to remember as they do interviews, the only thing anybody's seeing is like the bust up. You know what I mean?
Up, yeah.
Right? So it's sort of like all of a sudden you're just in this white tank top. So I think sometimes for something like this, if I was styling this look, I would have definitely put like a major moment of jewelry on so that she didn't look as bare.
Right.
You know?
In that interview shot.
Yeah.
And she was wearing Charlotte Tilbury makeup, which
Flawless.
mean, obviously she just looks like a bronzed goddess, which is their signature vibe. But yeah, she looked beautiful. Very, very Casey from Deeper Well album, in my opinion. Okay, moving right along to our most costumed ladies of the evening.
I loved Charlie XCX. I actually loved that. It was Gautier.
Yes.
And I actually loved that because I don't know, it felt like her. Like it felt cool.
It does feel like
felt
her.
cool. I actually love the dress. Like it is very couture of the moment. It is very it worked for her. Like it really did. And the boots with her hair.
1,000%.
I really loved this. I think
Charlie-
some people didn't, but I did.
Like Charlie XCX is like, Brat, her album was like the movement of the summer.
It's
That
literally
summer.
all anyone talked about this summer.
Exactly. And like she is that vibe of like a rave princess.
Yep.
And if I had to draw a dress for somebody that's
Yep.
like rave electronic dance music princess, like this to me is like spot on for her.
1,000.
And then amazing Chapel Roan, who won Best New Artist. Again, vintage Jean-Paul Gaultier. Obviously in a themed costume
Yep.
moment.
Yep.
Leaning into the impressionist art that's on the gown. And she won, and she's just such a cool, interesting, smart artist that, again, both of these women, Charlie and Chapel Roan, have been in the music industry for a long time, and it's like so awesome that they're getting their flowers now, and they're just themselves. Like, Chapel Roan is just unapologetically Chapel.
I think she's great. I also listen, any woman who holds their own and speaks their mind and wears whatever, is not afraid of anything and doesn't give F all what anybody thinks, I think holds a very special place for me.
Yep.
And can do no wrong. And obviously this is taking it to a whole nother place.
Yep.
But Godspeed.
Like Chapel is like, it's like the Met Gala. Every
Yes,
carpet
yes,
is the Met Gala for
yes,
her. Like
yes.
she picks her own theme.
Yes.
She decides the character she wants to become, and she like goes for it.
Listen, we have very few and far between of those moments anymore. So bless, I'm here for it. I also want to say on Charlie XCX, like I remember when I saw her perform at the it was either the Academy, no, it was the LACMA Gala this year, and I remember everyone was like freaking out that she was going to perform. Everyone, and these were all like adults. These were not like kids,
and like industry people that are jaded.
100%. And people were like freaking out. And I was like, what is this about? I am so unimpressed. And then I got sucked in. I couldn't stop watching her. She was amazing. She was so much fun to watch.
Yes. Energetic for sure.
Yeah. And I was wearing something so cumbersome to wear that I was like dying to get home and get out of it. And then I just stayed like another hour to watch her because I was like, wait, she's so good.
She's so great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think these two, again, going to be around for a while. Which brings me to one of my favorite pop princesses,
Gaga.
Lady Gaga. You actually posted, so she performed with Bruno Mars.
Yes.
She was nominated with Bruno.
That
and she
performance.
performed California Dreamin'.
Okay. Can I just say
Yeah. It was nice.
that gave me,
It was like a hug.
that was a hug. That was a hug.
Yeah.
And I love Bruno Mars.
I think the Grammys did a very beautiful job of
I agree.
they were raising money during the show. They highlighted the
Yes.
LA firefighters, which was really nice.
I literally watched it 4 times. It was so good. I'm also such a mama's and papa's like
Stan.
the whole thing
Yeah.
is so good. And that was amazing. I also loved how she went into that like bohemian role right away, and her outfit to perform in was so good. Gaga is so good. It's terrifying sometimes how talented she is.
It feels like Chapel Roan. I mean, it feels like these women who can recreate themselves
Yes.
and become what their music is trying to personify.
Yes.
And they do it. So Gaga was back to her like goth Gaga self, which I'm here for. I mean, Gaga used to be bar none the most out there in dress. I mean, the meat
She
dress.
was. I'll be
the
honest.
bubble.
Can I say something about that in full disclosure?
Yeah.
For me, that took away a little bit. Like, I'm actually the biggest Gaga fan when she's just herself. And I know I'm that way about a lot of people. And I understand that music is such a freedom of expression and dressing yourself in that persona that you want to be in that moment. I have so much respect for that. But sometimes these women in my opinion, gets so buried under the makeup and the stuff that I love that you lose their who, like you're like, wait, who? You just want to like get under what it is. And I think for me, I'm always such a diehard fan of Gaga in her natural state, like, or in her like movie star state. I just love that because her voice is like, it transcends you. Yeah. Like it actually does. And I remember when she first came out, everyone was like, Gaga, Gaga. And I was like, she's trying to be like Madonna. Like, cause I was so Madonna, right? And then I was like,
she won you over.
Shit, she's so talented.
Yeah. I mean, when she performed, I think it was the Grammys with Elton John. I mean, that was just like insanely cool and incredible. But she's back to like Goth Princess and Vivienne Westwood. Yeah. She's in an archival Tiffany necklace.
Listen, if you're going to do this look, you do it with Vivienne Westwood and archival Tiffany. She did it 100% correctly.
And to your point earlier, Gaga has a new album coming out. Right. So I feel like this is
her next chapter.
This is the next era of the Gaga. And she's like giving us the taste with this like sort of like Goth Princess vibe. Okay. But this Tiffany necklace
stunning
is insane. So it's from the archives. It's never been seen before in the public. Gold pearls, black onyx, and that like giant
tourmaline.
Yeah, is so cool.
It's insane.
It literally looks like
it's insane.
It literally looks like she like cast a spell on somebody, and you have to like rub the tourmaline to like break the spell. It's very whimsical. It's very Gaga.
I don't know that I'm over her performance with Bradley Cooper.
Yeah. So she did Fire Aid, which recently happened in Los Angeles. Lady Gaga was there, and she sang Shallow by herself, and it was just like everyone was like on their feet crying.
She's just next level.
She's just incredible, and her new album.
Can you imagine if you could sing like that?
I would never stop. I would be the most annoying human being on the face of the earth. Because I'd be like,
can you imagine if you opened your mouth and that came out?
Yeah, I'm gonna sing for you again.
Yeah, that won't happen to me.
It would be. I'd be so annoying. I wanted to shout out two ladies that I thought would be honorable mentions for you. Yep. And that is Miss Cardi B.
Yep.
Cardi B was in Roberto Cavalli.
Yeah, that looks like archival Roberto Cavalli, unless it's a remake.
I think it's custom. I think it's new.
It might be custom based on an archive, because I remember this dress, an iteration of this, especially with the bottom the way it is.
The feathers, the sequins.
All the things.
All of the things.
She looks great.
I love the glam.
Yep, she looks great. I love her hair. I love this. But you see how beautiful she is.
She's gorgeous. Yeah, she's a gorgeous girl.
You know?
And I just feel like Cardi is just such a standout and as a personality. Like, she's so fun and playful and whatever. I just feel like she really brought it and looked very timeless, elegant, poised Grammys. Like, she looks great. The glam's great.
I think she looks amazing. Honestly, one of my favorite looks she's ever done, for sure. She looks great.
Agree.
Sheryl Crow. Should we talk about that?
So the show opened with a bunch of artists that were playing Randy Newman's I Love LA. And the camera's moving around, and I'm sort of noticing people, and I'm like, who is that woman playing the bass? I'm like, who is that? She has blonde, shorter hair. I'm like, why can't I figure out who it is? So finally the camera moves back around, and it's Sheryl Crow. And
she looks next level.
Looks gorgeous. Better than ever. I mean, she's been in the music business for so long now. She just looks 35.
Like, is it possible that she's 62? Like,
it's not. I don't know how, but she's just stunning to me. I think that she really, really brought it. Like,
it's really funny though, because the cool thing about Sheryl Crow is that, and I worked with her. I used to work with her. I used to style her. I have to say that she, honestly, like, the thing about her is that she looks like she just kind of was like, I'm going to just throw on this Missoni from my closet.
She has that Kate Hudson thing.
Put a little makeup on and go to the Grammys.
She has the Kate Hudson, Cameron Diaz thing.
Yes, the effortless, like California girl vibe. You know, I have no idea where she's from, but I know that she looks incredible. She honestly looks incredible, and I love Sheryl Crow's voice.
The best.
Like, love.
The best. Love. I just thought she looked so gorgeous. Okay, well, we've talked a lot about some of our favorite looks, but I think we have to talk about something that was a repeated trend.
Are you going to ask me to like it?
I'm not going to ask you to like it.
Okay.
But there's a hair trend going around. And I guess it's called the step cut.
Mm-hmm. You can't tell me you like it.
I don't love it.
Okay.
We've seen it before. Cher sort of famously did the step cut, which was bangs, and it's sort of like a non-blended front piece.
It's steps.
And keeping but one step. It's not like a layer down. It's like a one step.
It's an unblended
grown out bang?
Ish? Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Billie Eilish, we saw Billie Eilish at Fire Aid.
My mother's
had her hair
obsessed with
cut.
Billie
Like,
Eilish.
who isn't? She's just
my mother's fully obsessed with Billie Eilish.
I love
she
her.
listens to her all day.
Oh
my
my
mother's
gosh.
83. Too.
And Billie and her brother Phineas performed first at the Grammys last night, and they're just like that, like blood harmony thing when like siblings sing. It's like that Beach Boys thing that like it's so ethereal and awesome. Billie Eilish.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I want to campaign to say that everyone who airs an award show, like a big one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like a Globes, Oscars, Grammys, Emmys. I think it would be fair if you ran it once at the normal time, like 6 o'clock or whatever that is. And then for all the parents that couldn't watch it because it's during dinner and bed and homework time, then they do another airing for the parents.
Yes. I got to teach you how to record on your...
Or in modern day society, you can just watch it
You could just
better.
record it. No, I get what you mean now. I get what you mean. You know what I wish
It's not fair because I want to watch it live and I can't.
And the greatest part about the Grammys is it is like one concert almost. Of course, they're giving out awards in between. Trevor Noah was the host. And
he's
of course,
great, right?
He does his monologue. He does some crowd work. But it is like a big concert.
It is. It's a concert.
And so I wish that there was like a version of them just cutting together all the musical acts
Agreed.
and then putting that somewhere.
I agree. I agree. I think that would be super helpful for all of us.
It would be very helpful. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like this.
I'm asking for a friend.
Yeah. The step haircuts here. Gaga, Miley, and Billie.
Like I said, I think in the world of entertainment, I think that there's this big controversy about all things, okay? Because at the end of the day, I firmly believe that the days of cutting anyone down and insulting anyone's hair, makeup, clothing, body types, anything, whatever it is, I'm all for not doing any of that because I do believe there is no winning and there is no purpose. Sure, we all make fun of ourselves. But at the same time, I think like I'm comfortable to say that this is not for me, the step cut. I would not ever wear it myself.
No.
I'd prefer that my children don't choose to do it. However, you know, this is what they're feeling. And I think especially in the world of music, they are constantly birthing new identities. And I think this is one of them, you know, and I just, it's to me, it's pretty aggressive. It's just harsh. And I just like it's weird. I weirdly just like a natural beauty. And I like sometimes when people who are constantly on stage and constantly in costumes and constantly like changing their makeup and shaving their eyebrows and stuff. Sometimes I just am like, wow, they're so beautiful. Like, you know, I remember the first time I saw Gwen Stefani without red lips. And I almost died. I was like she is stunning. Not that she's not always stunning.
Yeah.
But it was like amazing. Same with Kim Kardashian. Like I think sometimes when we're so used to seeing people with so much, sometimes that pared down is like so beautiful and equally as shocking.
100%.
Like if Gaga came in with like nothing.
Yeah.
Except a soft blow dry.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. No,
Can you imagine
you're right.
if Gaga came in as like with a 90s like soft blow dry and like a Chloe dress or something like that. Like that would be really shocking. That would be as shocking as like the goth step cut
that we are seeing
whole thing
from the Grammys.
Yeah.
Do you think we're going to see the step cut at Fashion Week?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I think we'll probably see it on some models
Because it is a little. It's like edgy, punky. Vibe.
Yeah.
So I think
100%.
I think we're going to see some models.
100%. 100%. Yep. Grammys 2025 has concluded. Thanks so much for joining us for our quick Grammy fashion recap. Award season is in full swing. So we're excited to do more of these red carpet recaps for all of you. I also want to point out that I think, there wasn't a whole lot. It was very hard, I think, for people to figure out what to do this award season because it feels so wrong to do anything that's celebratory. Mm-hmm. But I think the way that the Grammys really paid tribute and raised funds for the wildfires felt so good. It made me think that it should always be that way. For different, because there's always a
charity element.
There's just always something disastrous that happens in this country.
You're not wrong.
That I think we should do that more often. Thank you so much for listening, everyone, to Climbing in Heels. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the iHeart app, or wherever you get your podcasts. Don't miss a single episode this season. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at Rachel Zoe and the show at Climbing in Heels Pod for the latest episodes and updates. I will talk to you soon. Mwah.